Hey everybody, Christian from Treasure Town here, and this is the issue with doing a somewhat larger coin operation, is that I've had these graded coins that I bought in sort of a World Coin group graded bag for a pretty long time, and I still haven't opened them up, and so I've totally forgotten what they even are. I want to say I paid something like 280 bucks for them, and so I'm going to obviously open them up and go through them with you, but I think if I remember correctly, it's a pretty wide mix of different world items. So I'm curious, I'm going to try to do a value tracker and see if I can get my money back here. The trick with world coins, and we'll discuss this a little bit more, is that they're often pretty rare. So if you find the person who really wants the coin, you can ask higher margins than on the US side, but it's tougher to find that. And so if I sort of wholesale them or blow them out in kind of a whatnot format sale, sometimes those will go way low. So I'll probably do a mix of these, but I feel like there were a few good ones in here for sure. But I truly can't remember a single coin that's in them. And so it's going to be like a unboxing graded grab bag. On the world coin side. Let's hope we make our money back. And no simpler way to say it, but it's sort of, let's see what we've got. So I'm going to try to tear this thing open, and it may be a challenge, but I can feel some graded coins inside, and so I'm thrilled to, see what those graded coins basically might be. First up, we've got Asian Coin Certification Authority. Wow, here's an 1881 shilling. I don't think that any of the other ones are going to be off-brand holders. They're calling that AU53, which I said I would do a little bit of a guess the grade. I'm curious on your thoughts as to if that would pass for AU53 in your books. To me, that more looks like a high VF. So it may well be that there are, I don't know what the TCCS is. If anybody has any information, unless I am opening the wrong group of coins, I don't think that there were any other super off-brand holders, though this one kind of feels off-brand. All right, that one looks like it's ICG. Let's see what that says. Fremont Trading Company, Climax, Colorado. And what does that say? ACHS something in Denver. I'm going to cover the grade. Good for 5 cents in trade. I would call this like AU53, even though it's not super lustrous. They're going to call it AU50. A store card. I don't think that one, if these two, I hope these two are the worst ones in there. Though I guess like a decent looking 1881 shilling, but this also could have a little bit more value than I'm ascribing to it at first glance. Let's see what we get here. I do love just like, this does feel like opening a pack of cards or something. NGC graded. I can't even recognize what this coin is. It looks probably like Egyptian, or Ottoman 1301 as the Hijri calendar year. If it's not a cleaned coin, I would estimate that this one's going to be like AU55, and it's a Tunisian, maybe Carib, or I don't exactly know what it is. They're calling it AU58, and again, I'm just going by quick grades here. But that makes sense to me. I mean, it's a little bit worn, but it has a pleasing look to it, and it should be silver. So I think that one hopefully is above kind of that target range of 26 bucks. I could see that being in the $35 range, but maybe I'm being a little bit too optimistic. Sometimes I am, but then other times I'm, way undervalue stuff. So often it kind of balances out in the end. Let's see what this one is. Ooh, that one looks nice. It's a 1951. Maybe that's a Mondi coin, because the 3 pence looked a little bit different. There's these Mondis where it's like a set of coins. I'm going to cover the grade again. I believe that must be, because, and they're much lower mintage. Like I'm talking, could be a mintage in the thousands or even hundreds. And it's struck in like an old style of coin for collectors. And in terms of what I'm seeing, I would call that like AU53. I feel like but maybe it's really more worn than that, but these Mondi coins shouldn't have been traded for very long. On this side, you can see a lot of, mint sort of luster still remaining on there. It's a pretty worn slab itself, but sharp details. I'll call it AU53, and it's AU55. No idea what the valuation on something like that is, but definitely an interesting little piece of coin history. And yeah, that could be very highly valued, or 20 bucks. Both of those would not surprise me. Let's see what we have here. That is an interesting coin. Okay, looks like some sort of RS, let's see, Ascent of Mount Everest. So I'm thinking that this is a Nepalese coin, especially based off of that little sword. And over here, it should be deep cameo. It's kind of struck in the similar style of the Nepalese. I'll just call it, all of this stuff is like 69 deep cameo, and it's going to be 68 deep cameo. Maybe there's a few more imperfections. Again, can't tell how much is on the slab versus the coin, but a 100 rupee coin from 1983, kind of a wild card item. I can see that in the 25 to 30 range. It'll be fun to, again, get the updates for all of you. Let's see that. Okay, I remember this one, not the grade, but thinking that this was one of the coolest coins in the lot, and I'll have to do a little bit of a follow-up for all of you, but you can see some incredible toning on there. 1822, Loi du 27 juillet, 27th of July, the commissaires experts du gouvernement. So, some sort of, a law that was passed. I'll have to get all the context, but it's a beautiful jeton, 1831. You can see, my lighting setup's a little bit funky here, but some really interesting fiery reds, greens, oranges, and even a little bit of a hue up top. I don't know what the grade on this is, actually. They're going to call it Mint State 63, but it's a beautiful French jeton. I wouldn't be shocked if this was like 100 plus, but again, I could be way overvaluing it, because obviously you probably value stuff that you own more than other people generally, especially if I have eyes to sell it. But love the graded jetons. Maybe it's more in the $70 range, but it's a really early piece of beautiful French artistry by, what does that say, Domard. So jetons are something, I bought those collections a long time ago and I've really enjoyed kind of owning them. Here we've got, and that's the front of the coin. I don't really know how to grade something like this. It looks in pretty good shape to me. Price, probably something of a solidus of the King of Prussia. I'll call this Mint State 61, would be my thought. And they're going to say 63, super cool. I had no idea, what really grade on something like this should be, but it's definitely an earlier coin, and to have a nice vote of confidence in that it's being uncirculated from an area that a lot of my ancestors are from in Prussia makes that a pretty special coin from my perspective. And we should have 3 more here. Let's see if I shake it. I'm getting a few. I'm going to try to obscure the other 2 just so that I don't see them. And maybe there were 2 of these jetons? That actually surprises me. Union, Travail, Prévoyance. I don't know what Prévoyance, like union or brotherhood. Travail is work. And also a very pretty appearing to be jeton. I would call this one Mint State. Can't tell if there's a little bit of edge, a bump. So if it's not a details coin, I call it Mint State 61. And they're going to call it 64, 1850 France Silver, Silk Workers Society, 29 millimeter French metal. Another really unique thing, and kind of at that $28 purchase price range, I'm feeling really good. Oops. About this. Don't drop the coins. Just off of like these 2, I could see a lot of that value being recouped. Maybe not if I ran it sort of on their own at auction, but doing a buy it now or trying to, find a good end buyer for that, could see those doing quite well. Here, we've got some sort of a British metal that says dated 1837 or 1837, but it's dated 1897. That makes more sense. Looks to be in pretty nice shape. I've been a little bit more off with some of these other guess the grades here, more like in the 2 points off, so I'll do my best again here. I would probably call this one AU 58. And they're going to call it Specimen 55, which I feel is pretty fair. So I've been within 1, and I haven't been back in the Heritage internship grading days. I was real sharp. It's been a long time since I've been grading coins. But another pretty interesting, and that says matte AG should be silver, so another silver metal. I feel good about this buy right here. It's a, definitely feeling good about this buy. And let's take a look at this last item. Okay, this is a super cool coin. It looks like there's a lot of polish on it, so I'll just call it AU Details. But it's a 1913 Italian Somalia, the Italian rule of Somalia, 1 rupee coin. with Victorio Emmanuel, who also was on a fair amount of their other items dating back. So I think he reigned for a pretty long time. And it is going to be AU details cleaned. But I find that that's so cool. I don't know if it's the Italian Somaliland or just Italian Somalia, but I think that that's like not a super inexpensive item right there. Very unique history, great. You know, if you don't have anything from that issuing entity, you know, I don't think that it's not a super common one. I should put it that way. And I'm glad that my prediction was correct about this being the only off-brand holder. So, you know, for somewhere in the range of like $280 to be able to snag this group, I'd say not every dealer would want to do it because there's a lot of kind of random coins. I'm curious what you think are sort of your top 3 out of this batch, but I'm feeling pretty good around it because, you know, there's just a lot of fun items that have some value and are pretty unique, like not super easy to come across. But my personal 3 favorites are going to be these 2 jetons plus this Italian Somaliland rupee. The jetons have interesting toning on them. I just think it's a sweet batch. So glad you're able to tune in, and I'm always trying to film any unboxing I get in because I'm just super excited about the coins, and a lot of that's been on the world and ancient side recently. So we'll look forward to, you know, showing you everything else we get in the coming weeks, months, years, and decades. Though, who knows what YouTube will be doing in 10 years. Thanks for watching the video, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, be sure to visit our website, treasuretown.com, to stay up to date on everything going on the channel and possibly get some great deals on coins and collectibles. We look forward to seeing you on our future videos, and best wishes until then.